Hi, welcome to the review of the Panasonic SC-BTT755 3D Blu-ray home theatre sound system. Hopefully you've had a chance to watch the unboxing and preview videos, but if you haven't, they're on the Boydo's Tech Talk YouTube channel. So let's get right into it. In terms of specifications, this home theatre system basically has the following functionality: CD audio playback, DVD video playback, Blu-ray playback with BD Live functionality, SD, SDHC and SDXC card reading capabilities, USB flash drive reading capabilities up to 128 gigabytes in size using FAT12, 16 or 32, Ethernet 10 megabits and 100 megabits speeds, DLNA, which is digital media player class functionality, one HDMI output. Now some people might see that as a drawback, but I will touch on that a bit later. One optical audio input, surround sound functionality for both 5.1 and 7.1, and USB Wi-Fi dongle compatibility. So largely the features of this home theatre system as far as the head unit goes does mimic that of the Panasonic DMP-BDT300GN 3D Blu-ray player, which I've also reviewed, but it does have the following additional features: wireless rear speakers, so you have the option to avoid using cables if you don't want to use them. An iPod dock connector right in the unit, so if you want to plug in an iPhone or an iPod, you can play media off that device. FM radio functionality, and of course with the home theatre system you get 5 speakers, so the 4 left and right speakers, front and rear, the center channel, 1 subwoofer up the back there, and also audio return channel functionality, which basically allows you, using one cable, to send video from the head unit to the television, but also for other digital media which may go through your television on another HDMI port to come back through the home theatre system on the ARC or ARC port, which on the Panasonic Viera television I have is HDMI 2. And basically eliminates the need for another cable in the setup. As far as audio and video playback goes, I reckon most consumers won't be disappointed at all, particularly if this is their first home theatre system. Whilst critics may be more sensitive, I guess, to either the audible or visual details, I guess in pursuit of the perfect home theatre experience, even with upscale DVDs, I think people will be satisfied with the overall image quality that you're going to get compared to the exact same video but on Blu-ray. Of course, you're not going to get the same level of refinement as if you were watching a native Blu-ray title, but I still think it does a pretty good job nonetheless. In terms of color reproduction, it's been generally pretty good, and blacks are sufficiently dark without becoming too murky, and you're unable to discern those black elements against other dark elements on screen, which is good. In terms of sound quality, again, I thought sound quality was excellent, and you certainly won't be left wanting if you want to really crank up the volume with this unit. It can definitely pack a punch. Even at 40% of the maximum volume, I've found that it actually fills the room quite easily with sound and helps to create an immersive atmosphere when watching movies such as Avatar, which came free with this particular unit. Having said that, I've also been a bit wary of trying to go any louder, as the townhouse in which I live with my wife, we share 2 common walls with other residences, so just trying to keep on the good side there. One thing to bear in mind is that you'll need to be wary of the wireless speakers for the rear channels. If the unit, which is this friend over here. If it's too far away, the signal's not going to reach it, and you're not going to get sound out of your rear channels. Or otherwise you're going to experience intermittent dropouts, and that's going to affect your home theatre experience. I guess the dedicated home theatre enthusiasts out there will probably wire them up anyway, and you do have that option. And they'll probably hide the cabling in the walls, but I guess for the rest of us who just want to get it working and up and running without any fuss, I guess the wireless approach is still a winner. As far as the DLNA functionality goes, and I've already covered this with the Panasonic Viera and also the 3D Blu-ray reviews, this unit has the exact same drawbacks. It doesn't support the Windows 7 Play 2 feature, which again needs digital media renderer capabilities instead of plain digital media player functionality, which this home theatre has. But again, if that was included, it would have been a killer feature, and it certainly would have put it above other units in the market. As far as playback goes, again, over DLNA, the only two formats that you can do is JPEG for pictures and MPEG-2 for videos. Again, restricted, but I won't dwell too much on that fact there. VieraCast, again, that's Panasonic's smart TV or smart device initiative to allow more of this internet connected content to get onto your devices. Basically, if you want to see how that works, check out the review for the Panasonic DMP-BDT300GN 3D Blu-ray player on the YouTube channel. But just to cover it quickly, if you have a recent Panasonic Viera television, then the VieraCast functionality contained within the television is slightly more superior than that contained within this home theatre system. And again, if you do have the television, it pretty much renders the functionality in the home theatre system largely redundant. Now, a lot of people these days have games consoles. I have games consoles. I have a PlayStation 3 at the moment, and I've got a Nintendo Wii that I dust off and play every now and again. But hooking those consoles up to the home theatre system, like PlayStation 3, Xbox 360 or the Wii, it's fairly simple, and I guess it's well worth the experience and the effort. The PS3 and Xbox 360, all you need to do is use HDMI, and through the audio return channel, now it may depend on which HDMI port on your television, but on my Panasonic Viera, it's HDMI 2. All you need to do is plug your device into another HDMI port on your television, so 1, 3 or 4 in my case, and then whilst you're playing or whilst you've booted on your games console, you just change the Viera link to use the home theatre instead of the television speakers, and that's pretty much all you have to do. With the Wii, slightly different situation. Because it's analog audio, you will need to directly connect the Wii audio to the home theatre system if you want to use it that way. In terms of price, the recommended retail price on the Panasonic website is $1,099, but you can find it for under $660 at JB Hi-Fi online. Other retailers may have similar prices around that price point. All in all, I reckon this is a great home theatre system, and especially for home theatre virgins, this is a great unit to dip your toe into the waters, so to speak. But I guess those who are also stepping up from older gear, especially that stuff that predates HDMI, or is not capable of 3D playback, I think this is a worthwhile setup to be purchasing. the enthusiasts out there might have definitely more discerning tastes as far as video and audio goes. But my general recommendation with purchases is that you really need to go out and test these things for yourself, as the perception of sight and sound can differ significantly between individuals. So, what you might want to do is take some of your own content, just so you have a benchmark to compare, against different systems and different stores and that sort of thing, instead of having them loop whatever Pixar, Disney, or whatever other movie that they have to, that I guess is generally prescribed as being the best to view on that particular unit. But basically the point is, if you can't discern any difference in the quality between two systems, you might be able to save yourself a bit of cash in the process. If there's no real difference there in terms of sight and sound. So that's the review pretty much. I guess if you've enjoyed the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, and thanks very much for watching.